were a month apart and about a mile apart. This was the first one that was taken, and it was about a 30% uphill slope. This one was actually in our ash pile next to our camp. It came through. You can see where it stepped. Where it went through and where it stepped. And this is the only possible place it could have left. And it stepped right in our wet ash pile.
That's on I don't see any red. Well, the thing is too, when you're looking at angles of toes, again, we have this tendency. It's like we're hanging a picture on the wall, and we think that this is the way the foot is oriented. But in reality, you look at that heel, and the midpoint of that heel is right there. And so, the long axis, it's going to be sitting more like that. And the reason it's bulging out here so far, and it's so flat, see, is that the foot is not severe, but it's extreme pronation, which makes it bulge a little on this side, a little curved on the outside. And you can see that, in the depth. If this is really the horizontal, it's thicker here than it is over here. So there's definitely more weight on that side. And when you roll the foot in like that, what happens? The toe set tends to flare off in that direction. So that's very natural. See, it's less pronounced here.
Sound good?
And see, this is straighter.
You can kind of see where. Oh, that's the original one. Never mind.
I'm just curious. That dash is pretty.
That's what I'm talking about. It might be built up a little bit. When they put that play, you can see it.
There's
That's
hair.
the original.
There's hair on this one.
Hair, really? I was going to try to see if I could see any ridge detail. See right there? Those lines right there. That's just real slight. There you can see some. See, there's skin ridges.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I hadn't even looked at it that close.
Oh, is that one right there? Looks like there's a few little lines going up there.
There could be.
And you have your light that way.
That way. Well, it'd probably most likely be curving across for the most part. See, we have these details, the loops and whirls and arches in our fingertips, but with the way toes are, well, see, less so with the Sasquatch probably, because our toes tend to go like this.
Yeah.
And so the ridge, or the core pattern it's called, is further back on the stem, and it doesn't touch down on the toe tip. It has. And so oftentimes you don't see them. They're back here obscured somewhere unless the pattern is quite extensive. And you can see a lot. But
That one is, there's like leafy substrate.
well, it's hard to tell, whether that's just the pattern of rigid leaves,
That one's taken where.
because that would be deeper.
What happened was there's like some torrential rains, and it washed the leaf litter away, and happened to step in that bare spot.
This one was this was part of a trackway. There was
There's
three
like
or four other tracks
but they were in leaf litter.
This was the best one. So you kept
See, and you can see how this has just a slight raise right here. It doesn't go clear up. See, the human would have this very distinctive ball like this, and then it would kind of button hook back here to make the arch.
Yeah.
But in this case, you can see how the edge of the foot, see how much straighter that is, whereas this is, if we use this as the midpoint versus this midpoint, then this is curved right here. It's rolled in much more. This one is flat, but it has a slight bit of supination, and the toes aren't displayed outward quite as far. Those are absolutely. I don't see any reason why. Those are every bit as convincing as any other tracks I've ever seen.
Well, I started listening to you yesterday. I got looking. Is that the metatarsal? That kind of high. Well, I guess it's actually lower areas. You're looking at.
Yeah. This one is it isn't showing a mid-tarsal break so much. When they would walk, and I say it doesn't show it because when they walk, the foot still does that. But the question is the substrate compliant enough, and is there enough forward impulse that it causes the pressure here to make this dirt underneath it yield and push back?
See, this one has
It doesn't.
It dipped in just a little more than the other one.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of it there, and you notice it's kind of slightly angled this way, across there like that. So
I started looking at that.
it's in the right place. That's right where it would be if it exists. It's present. So what do you got there?
Those are just copies.
These are for you.
Okay.
These are, I didn't know if you want them or not.
Absolutely.
I still have some of the transferred ash
Right, yeah.
from there. So, so they actually transferred some of the ash.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'd be delighted.
If you want them or not.
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, we get those.
And here
And I need your contact information and everything.
Yeah,
so.
sure. This is the handprint we got.
Oh, interesting.
The picture's way better. This was in real soft substrate. I tried to pour it thick because I was worried that it would run through it.
Right.
It was like ground up pine needles and whatnot.
And it's tough because that goes down through. And
I'll tell you how we got this. Okay, so we have countless videos of tracks. We find tracks around them and whatnot. And so anyway, there's this cliff, small cliff underneath. It's about this much space, and we're finding 9.5-inch tracks going out to it, right? Little holes that are being dug, the sticks still in them. And when I say holes, I mean holes like this big around, maybe this deep. The sticks will be left in them, right? So up underneath this, two big flat rocks are maybe this thick, one's about this big around, but every time we go there, there's new rotted wood and bark sitting up on top of this. So it looks okay, maybe for salt. They had set it up in there. Now it's left hand and reached we've been setting up time to open it and get something like that. So the picture shows it much better. It's just didn't come out as well as we did. But then the finger actually, this finger actually stopped right here. I would lower it a little bit. So it's this one is correct. That one stops there.
I thought myself the fingers were too short for the palm.
well, their fingers. My experience has been that their fingers are relatively short.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and I mean the palm tends to be webbed up a little bit higher. It seems to. Oops, sorry, they're showing that here. It seems to lack. See, it lacks this thenar eminence, the muscles here that we use in opposition, and see how it looks like the pad of the thumb is facing the same direction as the pads of the finger. So even though it's divergent like that, it's not rotating.
Oh, okay.
And so that's consistent with other examples that we have. And that is correlated, that lack of rotation for opposition is correlated with the lack of differential development of the muscles here, the opponens and flexor that we use to bring the thumb across the palm like this.
Interesting.
In fact, in humans, when the median nerve that comes down here through the carpal tunnel has a little branch that comes back and innervates these muscles. And sometimes in carpal tunnel or an abrasive injury, you damage that little nerve, that recurrent nerve, or damage or compress the median nerve, these muscles atrophy, they shrink up. And that condition is called ape hand. Ape hand, because the apes don't have that drumstick look to their hand. And so they've called it ape hand. And that's exactly what we see is ape hand. It's just because there's a lack of development of those muscles. So when it's pressed down, there's not a bulge here, and for that matter over here. I mean, the thing that gives our palm such a cut is this musculature and this musculature, which we can. So you can see when this is another human characteristic. When you make a fist, notice how the fourth and fifth go down tighter. So this bone here articulates back here in such a way that we can flex it somewhat. You can't do that with this one and this one. And that's so that we can bring these digits over. So when we grab something, especially if it's spherical, it converges. All these fingertips converge together to one point. So the little finger crosses over the palm instead of going straight down across the palm. Like that. So their hand doesn't seem to have that. They have, and so you hear witnesses describe, like when they pick up a stone, they don't pick it up like this. They pick it up like this. With their fingers running parallel, they're just wrapping around it like that. So, there's not enough observational data or descriptions of hand use. It was kind of interesting when MK was showing that. Patty showing that little short thumb. He said the fingers were long. I think it's hard to judge on those two frames alone. you look at some of the other prints, and we've got about a half dozen casts. And if you look at my book, there's a section of handprints and other prints, other body prints besides other body part prints.
Which was that?
My Santa Claus on the side. If you haven't got that, you should really get that. You can get that on Amazon or at Barnes and Noble. There's a whole chapter on that, and it shows some tracings and photographs of casts of handprints that illustrate some of these same characteristics. I mean, I've got one that looks almost identical to that. And when you look at it, it reminds me of a baseball glove, minus the webbing across the first and second digit. But it just, it's just this big with big thick digits. I'll have to send you a picture of those because the comparison is really. Chimp has this itty bitty stubby. It's funny to watch a chimp pick up. If this were, if a chimp were to pick this up, because they're lateral digits, they have the opposite problem. They have really long digits and a short thumb. So they'll pick something up like that, or you'll see that they'll even pick it up like that, like that. So, those digits still can apprehend, and so a doorknob is, you don't have to have a multiple. Yeah, you can just grab it. I mean, look at a spider monkey. Doesn't have a thumb. Their thumb is just a little nugget of a bone left, and their hand is kind of evolved into just a hook. And so when they just grab on, but they still can pick things up. They manipulate, you can groove, and they'll do that a lot of times. They'll pick things up like that. Well, Shay, I really appreciate it. So, do you have a card or something?
I don't have a card. If you got I can leave info on the back.
Okay, yeah.
Put a handy dandy hook in there.
Just want to keep an email address.
Yeah, that would be good to get started, and then I'll send you some pictures and some information about the handprints for comparison, and then once we make contact, I just would like to get maybe even a narrative of how each of these casts were. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, a picture of the prints in the ground would be really useful.
I'll show you those right now. Yeah, and I can send those to you if you want it.
Yeah, that would be great.